Hey, sports fans, PB&Z Sports Chaos. It's the end of March. My boy Troy's birthday today. Happy birthday, Troy. And I'm still celebrating St. Patrick's Day on his behalf and my behalf, drinking a Guinness. Here we go.
Let's go. Happy birthday, Troy.
All right, hey, buddy. Hey, it's the baseball show. We're going to do our baseball talk. We'll give our predictions. So, fans, you get your popcorn, your hot dogs, and your beer ready. You better have it because we get our beers ready. By the way, Red Sox fans, you might not like this show because we have finished last 5 of the last 11 years. By the way, PB, I did not know this. We're the only team to be in last 5 times in the last 11 years. The only team of 30 in the MLB.
Yeah, it could be 6 out of 12 too.
Oh, I think you might be right about that. Hey, on a bright light though, it is also March Madness conclusion. So we've got a couple of good women and men's tournaments going on. We'll talk about that for 1 minute. But PB, I got to ask you a question because you're going to cringe when I ask you this question. The Bruins last night clinched the President's Trophy, earliest of any team ever. And I know you talk about the President's Trophy is like an anchor. Are you worried?
For some reason, I don't feel worried this year. I don't know what it is. At some point, this curse has to be broken, right? At some point. I mean, it's not going to last forever.
The last President's Trophy winner was Chicago in 2012-13. The Bruins have now been the President's Trophy winner 3 times since then, including this year. Never won it since, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the last 10 years, no one's won it, right? No. And I think a time before that was the Red Wings, and that was during a strike-shortened season when they won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup. So it's a rare thing. So it is a bit of a curse, but you know what? Right. Go out and play hockey. Let's see what happens.
We'll talk more. We'll talk more next week on the hockey look. By the way, the other Boston local team, the Celtics, they blew out the BUCS by 41, who were the best team in the league. Celtics are second. Is that a good thing or not a good thing in your mind?
I watched that. That was on national TV, so I watched that last night. Celtics look good, obviously. Giannis didn't play, right, though? So
no, Giannis played, but the BUCS were coming off a back end of a double, 2 nights.
So they must have taken. I mean, what I watched, you didn't seem to be on the floor, but
no, I didn't. You're right. I agree.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing though. At the end of the day, you got to just show that you can go into another team's stadium on the road.
The best team, by the way, right?
The best team and win on the road, and that's what they did, and that's what's going to come down to because the Celtics more than likely won't have the home court if they end up playing each other in the Eastern Finals. So they'll have to win a game in Milwaukee, right?
Yep.
They know they can do that. So I'm fine. I think it's a good thing.
All right, man. I'm with you on that. Anytime you can beat a team by 41, that makes some stain marks. Hey, we got March Madness tonight. The women's play in the semifinals. Probably the best game is Iowa against South Carolina. We got Virginia Tech plays. I just drew a blank on it, but I like Virginia Tech to win that game. But Iowa and South Carolina, everybody thinks is probably the prohibitive favorites. Who do you like? South Carolina is like 42-0 right now.
Yeah, South Carolina has just been on a tear. They've won so many games in a row.
42.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against the Gamecocks, so I'm gonna go with South Carolina.
You know what this reminds me of, PB? For our younger fans, they may not know this, but 79 reminds me of a little bit Larry Bird, because Caitlin Clark is a lot like Larry Bird going in there against Angela Boston and the Beast from South Carolina. So we'll see. Michigan State was the comparison with Magic Johnson, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yep, I see it.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so the men's Final Four takes place this weekend. You had unbelievable picks last week in the Elite Eight. You were 4-0.
I was 4-0. I picked all 4 winners. Yeah.
By the way, this little time, Charles Lacodero, where are you? Sports for Girls, PB. A little quiz for you. Who is of the winners? Who's UConn's top scorer?
I don't know because I didn't do the research like you did.
Who's Miami's top scorer?
Oh man, you hit me. I mean, if you mention the name, I get it. But come on.
All right, let me ask you a question, because you're a big Florida fan. Now you live there, homeboy. Who's Miami's head coach?
Dude, I don't know any of. I know what he looks like. I can picture the dude.
All right, so Phoenix, my point is this: don't take his predictions to heart. He wings them. He throws them against the wall and says, "It'll stick." There you go.
Same thing. FAU's head coach. I can picture the dude. I can, but I don't know his name.
By the way, his name is Dusty May. The Florida Atlantic coach, that's Dusty May. SD coach is Kutcher. Miami's coach is Jim Laranga. And Dan Hurley's UConn's coach. Hey, by the way, Jim Laranga, what is he famous for before Miami?
He was in the Big East somewhere, wasn't he?
He took George Mason to the Final Four.
Oh, George Mason, that was
one of the first times a big underdog got there. All right, there you go.
Yeah,
so, hey, Phoenix, hey, PB, who's going to win this thing?
All right, so hey, I'm sticking with FAU. I'm going FAU. I think they can beat San Diego State. San Diego State's they've both been kind of Cinderella teams, right? So either one of these slippers could fall off. But I just love the way FAU is playing, man. They're shooting the ball, they're passing the ball, they look good. I've
nice.
watched.
Hey, so anyway, sports fans, sports for girls. If you like the pink shorts and the silver sneakers, PB says pick FAU.
From tip off to final shot. I have watched every game from tip off to final shot. So I'm telling you, FAU looks good on the court.
All right, I like it. I like UConn. I like UConn to win it.
But no, I was only picking the FAU San Diego State game.
Oh, I thought we were picking the whole thing. All right.
No. FAU and San Diego State. I'm taking FAU.
I thought you were taking Miami in the other game, the other Florida home team.
But that's where I'm a little bit concerned. I don't think Miami can beat UConn. I'm taking you. I'm actually going to pick UConn on the record right now to win that game over Miami. But I am taking FAU over San Diego State. Which will
who wins the whole thing?
That takes a UConn FAU final, and man, it's going to be sad. I don't want to see it, but I'd love to see FAU take it. But I gotta go with UConn. I'm with you, dude. I'm going.
Right. By the way, I got FAU playing as well, but I got UConn winning. All right, I like it.
We have the same picks for Saturday then.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
All right.
And actually, we both hit UConn, so we have all three picks are same.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. All right, listen, let's get to baseball. We had all 30 teams playing yesterday. The first time that every team played since 68. It wasn't 30 teams, it was 68, by the way. But all teams played on the opening day. And the game was much faster. And PB, I just watched a little bit of baseball. But every time I tuned into one of the games, the speed of the game, I appreciate it. And I know you've already been on record saying you don't want to see the clocks. But the fact that the clocks make the game, it actually plays like it did in the 60s and 70s. It's on the right time table, is my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I am going to agree with you on this one. I just wish people just played like that normally and naturally, and they wouldn't have to do the clock to make it happen, you know?
I agree. All right. So before we get into our picks, give me your top 10 players in the game if you were picking a fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, you want me to go 10-1?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so 10-1. Number 10, I have Jordan Alvarez, the Houston Astros.
Okay. Yep.
Right. Number 9, I got Vlad Jr., Toronto.
Okay, I like that.
Number 8, I have Ohtani. And obviously had an amazing year. The fact that
Ohtani at number 8. Wow. Yeah. Okay, I gotta hear your other 7 picks.
Yeah. I got Julio Rodriguez for Seattle, number 6.
Wow.
Number 5, I have Kyle Tucker for Houston.
Really? That high?
Yeah. Shortstop for Houston. I think he's I picked him to win the MVP last year. He didn't, but I picked him to win it, and he had a great year. Number 4, I have Jose Ramirez from Cleveland.
Okay.
At number 3, I have at number 4, I have Aaron Judge. At number 3, I have Juan Soto.
Juan Soto is everybody's favorite. I have not seen it. I know everybody says he's a great player. He's got a great swing. I have not seen him to produce in a whole year yet.
He's the odds-on favorite in Vegas to win the MVP.
I know he is. I know he is.
Yeah. At number 2, I have Trey Turner, now with Philadelphia.
I like that one. Okay.
And at number 1, a consensus number 1 for me, who, by the way, slipped to number 6 in my fantasy baseball draft, and I got him at that's number 6 pick, but he was my number 1 overall. Is Acuna Jr. with Atlanta.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 1 to 10 because I have some picks that I think are higher, should be higher rate. Now you picked that based on some fantasy stuff as well, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit fantasy related, but if I had to rank them, straight up, I'd probably be pretty close to that.
So here's what I'm picking. I don't care about fantasy, as you know. I'm taking Shohei number 1. After what I saw in the WBC and what I saw yesterday in opening day, it's Shohei. I'm still taking Trout, man. A 5-2 player, as they say. When he's healthy, he's one of the best in the game. I'm taking 3rd, Julio Rodriguez.
Okay.
Barely over Mookie Betts. I still love Mookie Betts, man. I think he's awesome. He's a fantastic talent.
I had him by the way. He was my one guy. I had between him and Jordan Alvarez. I had to decide between the 2, and I went with.
I'll take Mookie every day because he has more talent in other parts of the game. I got Trey Turner because he's shown me a lot, especially in the WBC. Ronald Acuna, I'm with you on him, man. He's a stud on the Braves. He's definitely a stud, and that's the guy I can see why they gave up on Juan Soto. Aaron Judge, because he's the home run hitter, the home run record holder. Come on, you got to take him. Plus, you know what? Judge is not a bad outfielder either, and he can throw the ball not like Dewey, but pretty close. And you know who Dewey is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Vlad Jr., I believe he's a very good player. I like him a lot. And I'm going to get into my top 10 is based on having 8 positional players and 2 pitchers. I got Max Scherzer starting, and I got Josh Hader as my relief pitcher.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I didn't do
No, I'm just giving you my top 10. If I'm fielding a team,
okay. I did hitters, and I did a separate top 10 for pitchers. So
okay, well, give me real quick. Your 1 to 5 and pitchers.
My top pitchers: Corbin Burns from Milwaukee, Garrett Cole, Ohtani.
Whoa, really? You got Ohtani that high, huh?
I got Ohtani, yeah.
That's it. Wow. Okay.
Alcantara.
He won. Didn't he won? He won the Cy Young, right, last year?
Yeah. And then I got DeGrom and Max kind of right there in the next 5, 6.
Ooh, okay. All right, so let's go real quick. Cy Young. Who do you got for Cy Young winners?
My favorite to win the Cy Young is Alcantara for the Miami Marlins. I know he's the odds-on favorite to win it, but I just like him. If you want someone's a little bit more of a long shot, Julio Urias for the Dodgers. He's at plus 1,800 or 18 to 1 right now. So he's my more of a, I don't even call it a long shot, but he's my not obvious choice.
All right. I got, for me, it's Max Scherzer, and then DeGrom, but he didn't look good yesterday, apparently, right, for Texas. But okay. I think those 2 guys, the old guys, are going to be right there at 1 and 2.
All right. What about for MVP?
I'm going to go Shohei, man. I just
really
what we've seen this spring and yesterday. I did not want to give this guy this much credit. He's the best player of the game.
All right. Okay. I got Juan Soto and Acuna Jr. It's my two top guys there. I do have a long shot for you at 50 to 1. If you want to play some long shots here, plus 5,000 right now. Michael Harris II, outfielder for the Braves. So keep an eye on him.
Ooh.
You could have a Ricky Henderson-esque type of year this year.
Well, if you want my long shot, it's the X-Man.
Hmm.
I think in that lineup where he's not going to be dependent on to be the stud, he is going to shine. And he did it yesterday in opening day, right? He produced yesterday, so we'll see.
Interesting you say that because our segue is going to be to our picks here, and I got San Diego right in the mix here.
All right, let's go. AL East. What do you like there?
So for the AL East, I got the Yankees winning that one.
I'm with you as well. I think talent wins that division, and they got the most talent.
Yep.
Who do you get in the Central?
Central, I have Cleveland.
Oh, I do as well. Hey, you know what? Tito is a great friggin' manager, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Do you agree?
I agree 100%.
And Jose Ramirez, you mentioned him earlier. He's a stud. They
He's-
got a stud, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, the West. What do you think?
I know you're not going to want to hear this, but talent is talent. Houston Astros again.
I got the Pukes as well. I'm with you. I really want to see the Angels because Mike Trout. How do you? You know what? This is basketball, PB. This is basketball. The Angels would win, right? Because they got the two of the best players in the game, Shohei and Trout. But they're not going to be close, right?
Right, yeah. And Detmers is a good, number 2 guy in that rotation, or number 3 even. I think Sandoval's number 2, and then Detmers is number 3. So they have a good top 3 in the rotation. So
Yeah.
that's a good sneaky pick though.
Who do you like for the wild card?
Wildcard, I got Toronto, Minnesota, and Seattle.
Oh, we're tied. That's what I got.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota Correa is going to have a big year, in my opinion. Mariners got Julio, who we mentioned earlier, Julio Rodriguez. Both of us think he's in the top 10, right?
Yeah.
And Toronto's got Vlad, and not to mention the other guys they got as well.
Bo Bichette, I like Bo Bichette. I think is one of the top players in this league these days. I really like him. And you know what? Minnesota's got Pablo Lopez, who was pitching lights out for Miami last year. Now let's see what he can do. But it's pretty ironic that we have the same 6 teams making the playoffs. I think the closest one I was considering, believe it or not, was the Angels. I was very much close to contemplating with the Angels, and I left them out.
So, the only other one I was thinking about was Chicago in the Central. But I'm with you. I want the Angels because I want the 2 best players in the game to be in the playoffs.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right, let's talk NL. Who do you got in the East?
East, I got the Mets.
You know what? Even though Rosario, who got hurt in the WBC, they're closer, he's out, and that's going to make it much, much tougher. I think at the end of the day, with Verlander and Scherzer, I think they win that thing. So I got the Mets as well.
Central, I got St. Louis.
You know what? Everything I read is St. Louis. I have to agree. They got Wainwright. They got I'm drawing a blank on the other guy, the catcher. I think it's St. Louis as well.
And not to mention the guy can sing a national anthem too.
Oh yeah. Oh, Goldsmith. That's one thing. Goldschmidt.
Yeah. But did you see the opening day national anthem?
Wainwright, he ripped it out. He ripped it out, man. That was a good singing.
All right.
So the West is going to be the closest, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the San Diego Padres and the Dodgers could be the top 2 teams in the entire league, and they're playing in the same division. But I think I look at that front 4 of that lineup in San Diego with Darvish, Joe Musgrove. You got Blake Snell. You got Michael Walker. Michael Walker, you could make an argument that he was like the number 1 guy in Boston last year. Here he's the number 4 guy in San Diego. And then you have Hader closing, who was your favorite closer.
Yep.
And then you got that middle of that lineup with Machado, Bogarts, Juan Soto, and then for Tatis Jr. He's in suspension right now, but he's going to be back by early May, right?
Right.
So that middle 4, those 4 guys, right? Those are probably the best 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters in the entire league, or 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters in the entire league.
So you're picking San Diego.
I'm taking 100%. Yeah.
I'm going to Dodgers because I want to believe in the baseball world. You cannot buy your team. San Diego bought the team. I'm not going to take them right now. Do I agree they're very talented? Yes, I do. By the way, what I love to see yesterday with the Dodgers, JD Martinez showed a bright spot for them. So I'm sticking with the Dodgers to win the division.
Okay. All right.
What's your wild cards?
My wild card, I got the Braves, the Brewers, and the Dodgers.
Oh, so all right. So we flipped on the Dodgers in San Diego. That's fine because I got San Diego being in the wild card. But what you shocked me by is the fact you got the Brewers and not the Philadelphia Phillies, who I think could not only make in the wild card, but win the whole damn NL.
Yeah, I have them out this year. They lost the World Series last year. I think they're one of those you know, the World Series hangover team of the year. So I have Philly out. But you know, it's pretty close to last year. I mean, there's not much different because Milwaukee's in, Philly's out. The rest of the teams were the same teams that made it last year.
I agree. I just say this about Philly. I think the Trey Turner signing is huge for them, and that's going to make the difference between them making it again this year.
Yeah, I like the top. I like when you have Corbin Burns and Woodruff as your top two guys.
Yeah, no, that's a good side lineup.
Yeah, and those are probably your top two. Those top two in your rotation could be top 10 in the National League, if not top 7 or 8 pitchers in the entire National League, and they're on the same team. So I think they're going to win some games.
So my only problem with Corbin Burns, I know he had a great year last year, is the fact that he is upset about what happened in arbitration, and he's made it clear he's not coming back. So I don't know if that gives him a hangover or what, but I have a funny feeling it's going to be a detriment to the team.
All right. My long shot pick for the National League is Miami. I got to throw a little love in there for Miami.
All right.
Because Alcantara is the potential Cy Young winner, and I love what I'm seeing on Chisholm, the second baseman. I think that kid can flat out hit, he can flat out run. He's a dynamic player. I don't know if he can carry the team necessarily like an Acuna can or Juan Soto can necessarily, but it'll be fun to watch.
Who do you got making the World Series?
You know, I got the Padres. I think the Padres are last year. The Padres played the Phillies in the National League Championship Series. Yeah. Phillies won. This year, I think San Diego plays. Probably, I'm leaning towards like Atlanta, maybe, in that National League Championship Series. But I think San Diego represents the NL this year. How about you?
I guess San Diego as well.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Even though you have them finishing as a wild card, huh?
I do. I think Xander shows them the way. I really think so.
Okay. And I think if they can stay healthy with their rotation too, that helps. All right. So we both got the Padres in the World Series. How about on the American League side of things?
I'm going Yankees.
I'm going to go for a repeat of last year. I'm going to go for another Astros Yankees ALCS, and the Astros beat the Yankees.
So you got your Astros going back to the World Series.
Astros going back to the World Series against the Padres. Yeah.
Ooh. Right now, if you were to pick between those two, who would you pick?
I'd take the Padres. I think the Padres is the year.
I would take the Padres because Verlander's not in Houston anymore. Right? Yeah. So all right, man. Good. I like it. Good baseball talk. We're right here. We're going forward for baseball. I love the fact we're playing 2 hours and 45-minute games. This is awesome.
I love it too.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you, man.